Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, great local schools are essential to expanding Iowa's middle class and ensuring a bright future for Iowa's kids. These are goals everyone in this chamber shares. Today, Senate Democrats will submit 4 pieces of legislation to create, maintain, and improve Iowa schools. The first 2 of these bills set a 4% increase in basic support for local schools, a 4% allowable growth for the 2013-14 school year, the school year that comes upon us this next fall. These are the dollars that pay the teachers, buy the textbooks, keep the heat on, and put gas in the school buses. It is essential funding that every school must have. Normally, these bills would have been signed into law a year ago so as to give our local school districts a year and a half to plan how best and most effectively to spend the taxpayers' dollars. Indeed, that is what the law requires. Last year, however, while the Senate met its statutory responsibility, the Iowa House did not. That was a big mistake, and we must correct it quickly. In a few weeks, all of our local school boards across the state are required to set their budgets for the next year. These budget deadlines are no joke, and there is no justification for us to create chaos in the very institutions we depend on to educate our children. Voters and taxpayers across the country are sick and tired of governments waiting until the last hours before a deadline to make crucial budgetary decisions. They are fed up with artificial crises created by obstinate politicians not doing their jobs and holding out for some personal or political advantage. The Iowa Senate and the Iowa House must act and act promptly on funding for next school year. Further stalling threatens every one of our local school districts with financial disruption. Teachers will be laid off, textbook orders canceled, and student achievement will suffer. We cannot allow that to happen. By statute, we are also obligated to set an allowable growth figure for the 2014-15 school year within the first 30 days of this session. We intend to submit legislation shortly to meet our legal obligation so that we can return to our tradition of predictable, stable, and sustainable local schools funding. The third bill Senate Democrats have submitted, or will submit today, will help relieve the property tax burden in our local school districts. Specifically, we propose additional state funding so that there will be no property tax increases related to the 4% allowable growth we propose for the coming year. Moreover, we will significantly buy down the school property tax rate in districts that have higher than average tax rates due to less property valuation per student. This relief will be paid for from the Taxpayers Trust Fund, which was set up on a bipartisan basis a year or 2 ago for just this type of purpose. Finally, we have submitted for consideration the governor's draft of his latest education reform bill. There are many interesting ideas in this bill, several of which continue themes we included in last year's bipartisan education reform bill. Examples include efforts to recruit and train highly qualified teachers and teacher candidates and to provide more professional development time and opportunities. We look forward to giving these proposals the careful and thorough consideration they deserve. We have great schools in Iowa now, and we will make them even better in the future. We need to move now to provide the funding that our schools need to operate next year, even as we formulate the policies to implement a greater vision for the future. Careful and thorough consideration of education reform will take time and effort, and we begin that process today without delay. But a funding decision for this coming school year is needed immediately, and we cannot wait. Madam President, the Iowa Senate is capable of doing both things at once. Thank you.